Have you ever been stabbed in the back by someone you thought was your best friend? Today we're diving into one of the most emotional, raw, and heartbreaking truths in Fake Friends. This is the story of trust, betrayal, and the brutal lessons that shape us. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll never look at fake friends the same way again. Have you ever been betrayed by someone you trusted with your whole heart? I'm not talking about an enemy, I'm not talking about someone you never liked. I'm talking about the person you laughed with, the person you called at midnight, the one you thought would stand by you when the world turned its back. That kind of betrayal hits differently. It doesn't just hurt, it shatters you. It makes you question people, it makes you question yourself. And here's the truth, almost every single one of us has faced it. Fake friends, betrayal, broken trust, it's universal. And yet no matter how common it is when it happens to you, it feels like your entire world just collapsed. Betrayal is one of the deepest cuts a human being can experience. Why? Because it doesn't come from the people who openly dislike you. It comes from the people you let into your home. It comes from the people you shared your secrets with. It comes from the people you trusted to hold your heart, and instead they broke it. That's why it's devastating. Because you didn't just lose them, you lost a piece of yourself in the process. And that's the pain point we're addressing today. Fake friends, the masked people wear. The illusion of loyalty that suddenly turns into the nightmare of betrayal. Everyone watching this right now has felt it in some form. You gave your energy, your time, your love, your loyalty, and what did you get back? Lies, excuses, abandonment. They left when you needed them most. They talked about you when you weren't around. They smiled to your face and poisoned your name behind your back. You've been there. You know the feeling. That moment when your chest tightens, your stomach drops, and you realize that they weren't real. That's the gut punch of betrayal. It's not just sadness, it's confusion, it's anger, it's self-doubt. You start asking, how did I not see it? How did I miss the signs? Was I stupid? Was I blind? And let me tell you something, you were not stupid. You were human. You gave love because that's who you are. You trusted because you have a good heart. And sometimes that good heart is exactly what fake people take advantage of. This is the silent epidemic that no one posts about on Instagram, because betrayal isn't glamorous. It isn't something you show off. It's the nights you cried quietly so no one could hear. It's the mornings you woke up and felt the weight in your chest before you even opened your eyes. It's walking into a room and feeling the energy shift because the people who used to support you now whisper behind your back. And let's be real, betrayal doesn't just happen once. Sometimes it happens again and again, and every time it feels harder to trust anyone new. But let me tell you this, the pain of betrayal is a teacher. It's a wake-up call. It's life saying, pay attention. Not everyone who smiles at you is your friend. Not everyone who claps when you succeed wants to see you win. Some people stay close only to study your weaknesses, only to use you, only to benefit themselves. And the quicker you learn that, the quicker you take your power back. Because fake friends don't just hurt you, they drain you. They take your focus, your energy, your trust, and they leave you broken. And if you don't face that pain, if you don't acknowledge it, they win twice. Once when they betrayed you, and again when you let that betrayal control your future. So many people right now are carrying the weight of betrayal like a hidden burden. They don't talk about it, but it's there. In their hesitation to open up to new people. In their walls that are built too high. In their inability to fully trust even those who are genuine. It's like a scar that never really fades. Betrayal leaves echoes. Every time you think you've healed, something reminds you of it. And that's why this is so important. Because the truth is, betrayal doesn't just steal your trust in others, it tries to steal your trust in yourself. Do you hear me? That's the real theft. Betrayal tries to convince you that you were the problem, that you should never trust again, that you should close yourself off forever, and that is a lie! The betrayal was never about your worth, it was about their character, it wasn't your failure, it was their mask falling off. Stop carrying their mistake as your identity. Stop blaming yourself for their dishonesty. Because the only thing you did wrong was give your love to the wrong person. And that is not a weakness. That is strength. Think about that for a second. You were strong enough to love, strong enough to trust, strong enough to give without keeping score. And yes, someone took advantage of it. But what does that say about you? It says you're capable of love, capable of loyalty, capable of being real in a world full of fake. The pain you feel is proof of the depth of your heart. And while betrayal hurts, it also shines a light on the people who never deserved your heart in the first place. Betrayal is not the end, it's exposure. It reveals who people really are. And sometimes life has to remove the fake ones for you to see clearly. It hurts, but it cleanses. It feels like a loss, but it's actually protection. Because you cannot build your future with people who were never real in the first place. You cannot grow with people who secretly want to see you fall. And you cannot become the best version of yourself while surrounded by people who pretend to clap but secretly hope you fail. And this is the heart of the problem we're going to solve today. Fake friends, betrayal, broken trust. These are not just painful moments, they are patterns that can destroy your life if you don't confront them. Too many people are stuck in toxic cycles, letting the wrong people back in, forgiving those who don't deserve it, and giving second, third, and 10th chances to people who have already shown who they are. Today, we're breaking that cycle. Today, we're shining a light on betrayal, not to make you bitter, but to make you wiser, not to close your heart, but to protect it. Because the only way to overcome betrayal is not to pretend it never happened, but to face it, feel it, and rise from it stronger than before. Let's talk about what betrayal really feels like. Not the textbook definition, not the casual joke about fake friends. I mean the reality of it. The emotional storm that takes over your life when you discover that someone you trusted was never real. Because it isn't just disappointment. It isn't just sadness. It's something much heavier, much darker, and far more destructive. The truth is, fake friends don't just waste your time. They attack your spirit. They drain your energy. They poison the very foundation of trust that holds your relationships together. Listen to me. Fake friends are not just an inconvenience. They are a virus. They wear masks, they mimic loyalty, and they mirror your energy until you believe they're real. And then, the moment life tests you, the mask slips. That's when you see their true colors. That's when you realize they weren't standing with you. They were standing on you, using you as a step. And the emotional impact of that is devastating because it's not just what they did, it's what it does to you on the inside. When betrayal hits, it doesn't just break your trust in that person, it begins to shake your trust in everyone. Suddenly you replay every memory, every conversation, every laugh, and you start asking yourself, was any of it real? Were they always pretending? Did they ever care? That's the emotional reality of betrayal. It rewrites the past in your mind. Moments that once felt safe now feel like lies. Words that once lifted you up now feel like poison. And even after the person is gone, their betrayal lingers in your heart, long after they've moved on with their life. That's what people don't talk about enough. The invisible wounds. Because betrayal is not just an action, it's a wound that doesn't bleed on the outside. It's the kind of pain that hides in your chest, in your stomach, in your thoughts when you're alone at night, and it doesn't just go away. Fake friends don't just walk out of your life, they leave fingerprints all over your soul. And unless you deal with that pain, unless you face it head on, it will haunt every relationship you ever build after them. Think about how many people today are living guarded lives because of the betrayal of one fake friend. And they walk into new relationships but can't fully open up. They start conversations but hesitate before they share too much. They want to love again, trust again, believe again. But in the back of their mind, that old wound whispers, remember what happened last time. And so they build walls, they build defenses. They try to protect themselves, but those same walls that keep out betrayal also keep out love. And that's the trap of the emotional reality of betrayal. It doesn't just take away the wrong people, it can block out the right ones too. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That hesitation to trust, that fear of being vulnerable, that nagging suspicion that every smile hides a secret. And here's the truth, that's not your nature. That's not who you really are. That's the scar of betrayal. That's the residue of fake friends still living inside your heart. Because at your core, you are meant to love. You are meant to trust. You are meant to give. But betrayal rewires your brain to see danger where there isn't any. It makes you question the good people. It makes you doubt the ones who are actually real. And if you don't face that reality, you end up pushing away the very relationships that could have healed you. The emotional reality of betrayal is not only pain, it's confusion. Because the human mind struggles to reconcile the contradiction of love and betrayal. How can someone say they cared and then turn around and hurt you? How can someone laugh with you on one day and lie about you on the next? The brain doesn't know where to file that, and so it keeps cycling. It keeps replaying the betrayal, like a broken record searching for answers that will never come. And every time it replays, the wound deepens. The scar becomes heavier. The mistrust grows stronger. And here's the dangerous part, fake friends don't just steal your trust, they steal your identity if you let them. They make you second guess yourself. They make you question your judgment. They make you think, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm not worthy of real love. Maybe I'll always attract betrayal. That's the lie betrayal plants inside you. That's the poison it leaves behind. And unless you cut it out, unless you remove it, you will keep living as a prisoner of someone else's choices. That's the harsh reality. But let's go even deeper. Fake friends don't just hurt you when they betray you. They hurt you every day leading up to it. They create false expectations. They keep you emotionally invested in a relationship that isn't real. And that investment costs you. You poured time into them. You gave them energy. And you listened to their problems, carried their weight, supported their dreams. And in the end, you realize it was never mutual. They never intended to give back what they took. And the pain of that realization is almost worse than the betrayal itself, because it makes you feel like all those moments were wasted. All that love was wasted. All that trust was wasted. But hear me right now, that love wasn't wasted. That trust wasn't wasted. That loyalty wasn't wasted. It revealed who you are. It revealed your strength. It revealed that even in a world full of fake, you remained real. And while fake friends may have used you, they can never take away the purity of your heart. That's the truth of betrayal. It shows you their darkness, but it also shows you your light. You kept giving. You kept trusting. You kept loving. And even though it hurt, that is proof of your power, because fake people cannot kill what is real inside you unless you let them. That's the emotional reality. Betrayal is heavy. It's brutal. It takes something from you, but it also reveals something about you. It shows you the cost of loving in a world where not everyone deserves it. It shows you the dangers of blind trust, but also the beauty of real loyalty. Fake friends will test you. They will wound you. They will make you question everything. But at the same time, they shine a light on what truly matters: authenticity, loyalty, truth, and the rare people who don't just say they care, but prove it when it counts. There comes a point in every story of betrayal where the pain becomes too heavy to carry. At first, it crushes you. It makes you doubt yourself. It makes you feel like you'll never trust again, like you'll never heal. But then something happens, a shift, a realization, because pain, as heavy as it feels, is also a teacher. It speaks a language most people try to ignore. It tells you the truth about people. It tells you the truth about yourself. And once you decide to stop running from the pain and start listening to it, that's when everything changes. Listen to me, betrayal hurts, but it's not the end of you. It's the beginning of clarity. That pain you feel, it's not just punishment. It's a message. It's life's way of tearing off the mask and showing you who people really are. Because the truth is this: fake friends can lie with their words, they can lie with their smiles, and they can lie with their actions. But when the test comes, when you're down, when you're broken, when you need them, that's when the truth shows up. And betrayal is life saying, look, they were never for you. They were never real. That's the lesson hiding inside the pain. That's the shift so many people miss. Betrayal feels like loss, but it's really exposure. It feels like rejection, but it's really protection. Because if that mask had stayed on, if that betrayal had never come, you would have kept investing your heart into someone who never deserved it. And maybe that would have cost you years. Maybe it would have cost you your dreams. Maybe it would have cost you your future. Sometimes the very betrayal that breaks you is the same betrayal that saves you. Think about it. How many times in your life did someone walk away, and at first it felt like the end of the world, but later you realized it was the best thing that ever happened? How many times did you cry over someone leaving, only to look back years later and thank God they left? That's the lesson. Sometimes the people you lose are the people who would have destroyed you if they stayed. Sometimes betrayal is life's way of clearing the table so the right people can finally sit with you. The shift begins when you stop asking, why did they hurt me? And start asking, what is this pain trying to teach me? Because every betrayal carries a lesson. The lesson of boundaries. The lesson of self-respect. The lesson of discernment. Pain forces you to pay attention. Pain forces you to recognize patterns you ignored. Pain forces you to see that loyalty is rare and that not everyone who calls you a friend deserves that title. You've got to stop romanticizing loyalty. Loyalty is beautiful, but it is sacred. Not everyone deserves it. Not everyone has earned it. And betrayal is life's brutal way of teaching you that truth. Every time you got betrayed, every time you felt used, every time you felt abandoned, it was the universe shouting, wake up. Stop giving your heart to people who have no business holding it. That's the lesson. And here's the deeper part of the lesson. Betrayal doesn't just teach you about other people, it teaches you about yourself. It teaches you how strong you really are. Think about it. If betrayal could truly destroy you, you wouldn't even be here watching this. You survived the heartbreak. You survived the lies. You survived the nights you thought you couldn't go on. That means betrayal didn't break you. It revealed you. It revealed your resilience. It revealed your courage. It revealed that you are capable of walking away from people you thought you could never live without. That's a strength. That's growth. That's the gift hidden inside the wound. Stop seeing betrayal as a curse. Start seeing it as a filter. Fake friends, fake love, fake loyalty, they don't survive the test of betrayal. Only the real ones remain. And if betrayal has entered your life, it's because life is filtering out what is fake so that only the real can stay. That's the shift. That's the lesson. It's not about focusing on what you lost. It's about focusing on what you've gained. And what you've gained is clarity, wisdom, and the freedom to choose better moving forward. Clarity is one of the greatest gifts betrayal can give you. Because when you see someone's true colors, there's no going back. The mask is gone. The illusion is shattered. And while that truth hurts, it also frees you. You no longer waste your time wondering if they're real. You no longer spend your energy questioning their motives. You know exactly who they are. And that truth, as painful as it is, allows you to step forward without the weight of false loyalty. You cannot control who betrays you. You cannot control when it happens. But you can control the meaning you give to it. And if you see it as the end, it will crush you. If you see it as rejection, it will poison you. But if you see it as redirection, if you see it as a filter, if you see it as life showing you the truth, then betrayal becomes a teacher. And that lesson will shape you into someone stronger, wiser, and more powerful than you've ever been before. That's the shift. It's when you take your power back, when you stop saying, they destroyed me, and you start saying, they revealed me. When you stop saying, I lost everything, and you start saying, I gained clarity. When you stop focusing on the pain and start focusing on the wisdom it gave you, that's when betrayal stops being your prison and starts being your teacher. And here's what I want you to hear. Betrayal is painful, yes, but pain is temporary. Lessons are permanent. That person who betrayed you, they may be gone. That chapter may be closed. But the wisdom you take from it, the strength you build from it, the boundaries you set from it, that will stay with you for life. That's the real gift. That's the real power. That's what transforms your heartbreak into your breakthrough. And that is why betrayal, as brutal as it is, should never be seen as the end of your story. It's the shift that creates the next chapter. The moment that forces you to see clearly. The wake-up call that demands you stop settling for less than you deserve. The lesson that says, never again will I waste my loyalty on people who haven't earned it. Never again will I confuse proximity with friendship. Never again will I mistake words for actions. Betrayal doesn't just hurt, it teaches. It teaches you what loyalty truly means. It teaches you how to value the real ones in your life, and it teaches you how to rise stronger and wiser than you were before. When betrayal has broken you, when the lies have scarred you, when fake friends have drained every ounce of trust from your heart, there comes a choice. You can either let that pain define you, or you can let it refine you. And this is where empowerment begins. Empowerment is not about pretending the betrayal didn't happen. It's not about forcing yourself to smile through the tears. It's about realizing that while you cannot control who betrayed you, you can absolutely control who gets access to you from this point forward. That's power. That's freedom. That's when you stop being the victim of betrayal and start being the architect of your future. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't get to choose who hurts you, but you get to choose who stays in your life after they show you who they are. Betrayal might not have been your choice, but healing is. Betrayal might not have been your fault, but boundaries are. And if you don't take back that power, if you don't decide right now to protect your energy, then you'll live your whole life chained to the lies of people who never deserved you in the first place. But the moment you say, enough, no more, I decide who enters my life. I decide who gets my love. I decide who earns my trust. That's the moment you step into empowerment. This is the turning point. Empowerment means no longer begging for loyalty from people who are committed to betraying you. It means no longer chasing friendships that are only one-sided. It means no longer apologizing for your standards. Because real empowerment comes when you finally understand that protecting your energy is not selfish, it's necessary. You can give love, you can give kindness, you can give trust, but only to the people who have proven they deserve it. Fake friends don't get unlimited access anymore. That door is closed. You've got to decide right here and right now that you are worth more than betrayal. You've got to decide that your love is valuable, that your loyalty is sacred, that your energy is priceless. And if someone can't honor that, if someone lies, cheats, manipulates, or disappears when you need them, then they don't deserve you, period. Stop making excuses for people who show you their true colors. Stop giving chance after chance to people who prove they will never change. You've got to empower yourself to walk away, because the truth is this. Every time you hold onto the fake, you delay the arrival of the real. And here's the truth about empowerment. It doesn't happen in an instant. It's a decision you make every single day, every time you set a boundary, every time you say no when something doesn't feel right, every time you choose yourself over someone who uses you. Empowerment is built in small decisions, brick by brick, until one day you look back and realize that the pain that once controlled you has now fueled you. The betrayal that once broke you has now built you. That's the power of choice. Stop waiting for apologies that will never come. Stop waiting for people to admit they were wrong. Stop waiting for the past to change. Empowerment comes when you decide, I'm done waiting, I'm moving forward. You don't need closure from them. You don't need validation from them. You don't need their approval to heal. You are enough. You are strong enough, and you are worthy of relationships that are real. But you've got to make space for them. And making space means cutting out the ones who proved they were never true. Think about what life could look like if you finally released the grip of betrayal. If you stopped replaying the moment they hurt you. If you stopped carrying the weight of the lies. If you stopped building walls around your heart and instead built gates that only open for the right people. Empowerment is not about shutting down. It's about leveling up. It's about choosing the people who clap for you when you're not in the room. It's about surrounding yourself with people who celebrate your wins and stand with you in losses and don't disappear when life gets hard. Because let me tell you something, the people you surround yourself with will either make you or break you. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. If you keep fake friends close, you will keep living a fake life. If you keep liars close, your life will be built on lies. But if you choose wisely, if you surround yourself with people who are real, loyal, committed, your life will explode with growth, with power, with love. That's the truth. That's empowerment. You decide who gets to walk with you into the next chapter of your life. And this is the most beautiful part of empowerment. Once you learn the lesson of betrayal, once you set boundaries, once you protect your heart, you no longer fear betrayal. Because you know how to handle it. You know how to spot the signs. You know how to walk away. Betrayal loses its power over you. Fake friends no longer scare you because you know that their presence in your life is temporary. They will expose themselves eventually. And when they do, you'll be ready. That's freedom. That's a strength. That's empowerment. You are not defined by the people who betrayed you. You are defined by how you rise after betrayal. You are not defined by the fake friends who used you. You are defined by the fact that you're still standing, still loving, still fighting, still alive. That's who you are. And if you can survive betrayal, you can survive anything. Because the hardest battles create the strongest warriors. And right now, you are being forged into someone unstoppable, someone unshakable. Someone who knows their worth and refuses to settle for less. The empowerment lies in choice. The choice to no longer let betrayal dictate your future. The choice to see yourself as worthy of real, authentic love. The choice to cut ties with those who drain you and invest in those who lift you higher. And most of all, the choice to keep your heart open, not wide open for everyone, but open for the right ones. Because the lesson of betrayal is not to close your heart, it's to guard it wisely. It's to give it to those who prove through actions and consistency that they deserve to hold it. Empowerment is not the absence of betrayal, it's the mastery of it. It's knowing that when betrayal comes, it can't break you anymore. It's knowing that when someone shows their true colors, you don't collapse. You thank life for the clarity. It's knowing that your worth is not determined by who left, but by who you choose to become after they're gone. That's the gift of betrayal. That's the fire inside the pain. And when you embrace it, when you learn from it, when you stand on it, you will never be the same again. We've walked through the heartbreak of betrayal. We've faced the reality of fake friends and the scars they leave behind. We've uncovered the lesson hidden inside the pain, and we've shifted our perspective from weakness to wisdom. And now, we've stepped into empowerment, where betrayal no longer defines us, but refines us. Betrayal is not the end, it's the beginning of clarity. Fake friends may have hurt you, but they cannot stop you. They cannot take away your heart, your strength, or your power. You are not a victim of their lies. You are a survivor, a warrior, and a creator of your own future. And the truth is this: the people who left were never meant to walk into your destiny. The people who betrayed you were never meant to hold your crown. Their exit was your elevation. Their betrayal was your breakthrough. This is the story of trust, betrayal, and renewal. Yes, betrayal hurts. Yes, fake friends leave scars. But those scars are not marks of weakness. They are proof of survival, proof that you loved, that you trusted, that you gave your best. And now you rise wiser, stronger, sharper. You rise with clarity. You rise with the strength to choose better, to set boundaries, and to protect your heart. Don't let betrayal close your heart. Let it build your vision. Don't let fake friends make you bitter. Let them make you better. Don't let pain trap you in the past. Let it push you into your future. Because when you decide to take the power back, when you choose to protect your energy, when you surround yourself with the real ones who lift you higher, that's when your life begins to transform. That's when you step into the future you were born for. And that's when betrayal becomes not your curse, but your greatest teacher. So remember this: betrayal doesn't define you. Fake friends don't control you. The pain they caused is not your ending, it's your awakening. And from this moment forward, you rise not in spite of betrayal, but because of it.